You ever wonder why your dreams feel so far away? Why every time you try to rise up, something inside pulls you back down like chains around your ankles? It's not your enemies. It's not your job. It's not the world out to get you. It's you. It's the part of you that whispers, take it easy. That part that says, you're too tired. That voice that cries, what if I fail? Those aren't thoughts. Those are feelings. Weak feelings. And they're lying to you. Every single day. There's a war going on inside of you. A quiet war. And most people, they lose. Not because they weren't smart enough. Not because they weren't talented. But because they let weak feelings sit in the driver's seat. Let me ask you something. How many moments of your life have you given away to fear? How many dreams have you buried under doubt? How many times have you told yourself, maybe later, knowing deep down, later never comes? You see, weak feelings don't scream. They whisper. They don't push you off the edge. They keep you in the middle, lukewarm, average, invisible. You weren't born to be invisible. You weren't put here to play it safe. You are not here to tiptoe around your purpose because your emotions got a little loud. So now I want you to lean in, because over the next 30 minutes, we're not going to pamper your pain. We're not here to hug your excuses. We're going to go to war, not with the world, not with your circumstances, but with the weakness inside you, the fear, the doubt, the hesitation, the guilt, the emotional weight you keep dragging into every room, every decision, every day. You're going to learn how to kill it, not manage it, not negotiate with it, kill it. Because until you kill your weak feelings, they will kill your potential, and they won't feel bad about it. Now stay with me. You're not here by accident, and when this is over, neither is your weakness. You wake up and don't feel like getting out of bed. You say to yourself, I just need 5 more minutes. That's not a fact. That's a feeling. You walk into the room and feel like people are judging you. That's not a fact. That's a feeling. You start working on your goals, but halfway through, a voice creeps in saying, this isn't good enough. That's not truth. That's your emotion trying to act like it's your reality. But here's the raw truth. Feelings are not facts. Feelings are traps dressed up like truth. They don't care about your potential. They don't care about your future. They care about keeping you exactly where you are. Comfortable, safe, small. Feelings are like fog. They blur your vision, cloud your mind, and make you think danger is around every corner. But when you walk through the fog, there's nothing there. It was all in your head. That fear you feel, it's not evidence, it's a signal. And that signal isn't saying stop, it's saying grow. Weak feelings try to convince you they're warnings when really they're just resistance. And resistance is the tax you pay on greatness. Every single person who's ever achieved something real had to walk through the same emotional minefield. Fear, doubt, insecurity. The difference: they didn't treat those feelings like stop signs. They treated them like background noise and kept moving forward. But most people don't do that. Most people get a little anxiety, a little nervous energy, and they retreat. They start assigning meaning to their emotions. If I feel nervous, it must not be the right time. Or, if I feel doubt, maybe I'm not good enough. That's where the trap is. Because once you start believing your emotions are evidence, they become your prison. Think about how many decisions in your life were made based on nothing but emotion. How many times you didn't apply, didn't speak up, didn't ask, didn't try. You weren't lacking skill. You weren't lacking opportunity. You were just listening to weak feelings pretending to be the truth. Emotions are real, but they're not reliable. They're influenced by sleep, by hunger, by stress, by your past, by the people around you, by what you saw on social media this morning. So if you're building your life based on them, that's like building a house on sand. It will collapse the first time the storm hits. What you feel is not always what is. You may feel like a failure, but that doesn't mean you are one. You may feel behind, but that doesn't mean you're not exactly where you need to be. You may feel like quitting, but that doesn't mean you should. You have to learn how to separate emotion from execution. The moment you let feelings dictate your actions, your habits, your discipline, your grind, you're no longer in control. The feelings are. And guess what? Weak feelings will never push you forward. They'll always pull you back. The most dangerous thing about weak feelings is that they sound like you. They wear your voice. They know your fears. They speak in a tone you trust. So if you don't get disciplined enough to question them, to challenge them, to say, hold up, Just because I feel this way doesn't mean I have to act this way. You'll keep repeating the same cycles over and over. Your emotions are allowed to show up, but they are not allowed to drive. They are not allowed to set the pace of your life. You can feel afraid and still take the step. You can feel tired and still get the work done. You can feel unworthy and still show up like you are, because your purpose doesn't bow to your feelings. Your future isn't waiting for you to feel better. It's waiting for you to act better. And until you decide that what you want matters more than what you feel, you will never break free. So kill the lie, kill the trap, kill the habit of believing that every emotion deserves your obedience. Because weak feelings don't want to help you. They want to hold you. And if you don't bury them, they will bury you. Comfort is seductive. It feels good. It's warm, safe, and familiar. But that's exactly what makes it dangerous. Because while comfort may feel like peace, it's actually a silent killer. It's not attacking you loud or violently. It's slowly draining your potential, your fire, your hunger. Day by day, moment by moment, comfort is killing your calling, and most people don't even notice it happening. You weren't built for easy. You weren't made to coast. There is something inside you, something big, something powerful, that's been buried under routines and habits, designed not for growth, but for survival. And survival mode is the enemy of your destiny. You weren't born to survive. You were born to conquer. Look around. Look at your habits, your schedule, your energy. Ask yourself, are you choosing comfort or are you chasing calling? Because they rarely live in the same neighborhood. Your calling will require long nights. Your calling will demand discipline when your feelings want freedom. Your calling will push you to places that are uncomfortable, unfamiliar, even painful. That's where transformation happens. That's where real identity is formed, not in the comfort zone, but in the crucible of challenge. Comfort doesn't care about your purpose. It only cares about your feelings, and feelings change. Comfort tells you to hit snooze when your future needs you to rise. Comfort tells you to avoid hard conversations when your breakthrough lives on the other side of honesty. Comfort tells you to wait until you're ready, when calling says, move now, ready or not. And the worst part is, comfort doesn't look like the enemy. It's not toxic. It's not threatening. It looks like scrolling for 30 minutes before you get up. It looks like skipping one workout. It looks like, I'll start tomorrow. But comfort compounds. It builds on itself, and before you know it, you've spent months, years, avoiding the very thing you were born to do. Calling, on the other hand, is disruptive. It shakes you. It demands more from you than you think you can give. It forces you to face your limits and push through them. That's why so many people walk away from it. Not because they don't believe in it, but because they can't let go of what feels easy. But here's the truth. Everything you're dreaming of is sitting just outside the walls of comfort. Your growth, your strength, your discipline, your legacy. None of it lives inside the safe zone. You have to go to war with what's easy if you want to become what's possible. You have to learn to lean into discomfort, to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because every time you choose growth over ease, you build muscle, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That's how greatness is forged. Not in soft seasons, but in the fire. That's where champions are made. Not in applause, but in silence. Not in praise, but in pressure. Not in comfort, but in discomfort. And the more you choose discomfort with purpose, the more you kill the version of you that settles. You kill the lazy version. You kill the undisciplined version. You kill the one who waits, who whines, who watches other people rise while staying stuck in the same place. You need to ask yourself, what has comfort cost you? How many moments have you missed? How many doors stayed closed because you didn't knock hard enough? How many times did you wait for the right time that never came? The uncomfortable truth is, comfort is not your friend. It's a thief. It robs you in broad daylight with a smile on its face. It steals your time, your energy, your urgency. And unless you get serious, unless you decide that your calling is worth more than your comfort, you'll stay stuck. Not because you couldn't grow, but because you wouldn't. Your calling is loud, but you've been silencing it with soft choices. It's time to turn up the volume, turn up the pressure, turn up the pain, and answer the call. Because your future doesn't need the comfortable you. It needs the committed you, the courageous you, the crazy enough to let go of ease and chase destiny you. Kill the comfort. or it will kill what you were born to become. Pain isn't the enemy. Pain is a teacher, a guide, a force. Most people run from it. Most people hide, numb, and distract themselves the moment pain shows up. But the ones who rise, the ones who build something that lasts, they don't run from pain. They use it. They grab it by the throat and turn it into fuel. Because pain, when controlled, isn't a weakness. It's a weapon. Think about it. Pain is one of the only things that can cut through laziness. When life is too easy, you get soft, you slip, you stop trying as hard. But when pain hits, suddenly you start waking up earlier. You focus more. You move with urgency. Why? Because pain wakes up parts of you comfort, put to sleep. Most people think pain is a punishment, that it means something is wrong, that they've failed. But pain isn't failure. It's feedback. It's your mind and body saying, we're in the middle of change. Growth hurts. That's why most people never level up. They want progress, but they don't want pressure. They want transformation, but without the tension. But there's no transformation without tension. No progress without pressure. No greatness without grit. If you're feeling pain right now, mental, emotional, physical, it means you're still alive. And as long as you're alive, you've got power. You just have to learn how to redirect that power, how to take the pain and aim it. The world won't hand you power. Life won't gift you clarity. But pain will force it out of you. Pain will introduce you to the version of yourself that shows up when things aren't easy. That's the real you. Not the smiling you. Not the everything's fine you. But the fighting you, the hungry you. The one who says, I may be in pain, but I'm not done. You can either let pain crush you or carve you. That choice is yours. Some people get broken by pain. Others get built by it. What's the difference? One controls it. The other lets it control them. See, when pain owns you, you start making decisions based on it. You play small. You back off. You hide from challenges because you're afraid to hurt again. That's how you lose. But when you own the pain, you flip the script. You say, all right, this hurts. But what is it building in me? You look the pain dead in the eye and say, I see you. I feel you. But I'm still showing up. That's power. That's control. Every scar tells a story. But those scars don't mean you were weak. They mean you survived. They mean you were in the battle and you walked out stronger. Your pain is proof that you've been through fire and came out forged. Now it's time to pick up that weapon and use it. Use the pain of your past to fuel your future. Use the rejection to build your resolve. Use the heartbreak to sharpen your focus. Use the failure to grow thicker skin. Pain doesn't just teach you how to endure, it teaches you how to evolve. It teaches you what matters. It strips away the fake, the shallow, the unnecessary, and it forces you to pay attention to what's real. Most people avoid pain and end up avoiding growth. But you're built different. You're not going to waste your suffering. You're going to weaponize it. Because every time you train in pain, you get stronger. Every time you fight through instead of fold, you become harder to break. Every time you rise when it would have been easier to quit, you earn a layer of armor the average man will never understand. So the next time pain comes, don't ask why me. Ask what now. Don't complain. Convert it. Don't retreat. Refocus. Don't collapse. Command your spirit. Because pain is not the end of your story. It's the forge of your next chapter. Learn to control it. Turn it into fire. Let it sharpen you into the kind of person who walks through storms and doesn't just survive, dominates. Pain is not punishment. Pain is potential. If you master it, you can use it to build a life most people only dream of. So don't fear the pain. Pick it up, point it forward, and pull the trigger. Discipline is cold. It doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't wait for motivation. It doesn't ask for your mood. It doesn't need permission from your emotions. Discipline doesn't care if you're tired, anxious, heartbroken, or discouraged. It shows up anyway, and that's why it wins. The people who get what they want out of life are not the ones who feel the best every day. They're not the ones who are the most inspired, the most excited, or even the most talented. They're the ones who show up regardless of how they feel. Because discipline isn't based on emotion, it's based on decision. A decision to do what needs to be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. Your feelings are temporary. They change by the hour. One small event can flip your mood. Someone says something wrong, your energy drops. You get one rejection, your confidence fades. You wake up groggy, and now your whole day is off. That's the trap. Because if you only move when you feel like moving, you'll move less and less. You'll wait more and act less. You'll be inconsistent, and inconsistency kills progress. Discipline is the anchor that keeps you locked on target when the storm hits. And make no mistake, storms will come. Life isn't going to ask if you're ready. It's going to test you. It's going to throw distractions, delays, disappointments, and doubt at you. If your life is built on feelings, you're going to break. But if it's built on discipline, you bend, but you don't fold. The truth is, your feelings have lied to you over and over again. They've told you skip the gym. They've told you eat the junk. They've told you scroll a little longer. They've told you you deserve to rest when you haven't even worked yet. That's why feelings cannot be trusted to guide you. They're reactive. Discipline is proactive. It's the voice that says, I don't care how I feel. I know what needs to be done. The greatest transformation in your life will come the moment you stop asking yourself how you feel and start asking yourself what needs to get done. That shift is everything. Because then you're not ruled by emotion. You're ruled by mission. You're no longer just trying to survive the day. You're trying to win it. And winning takes repetition. It takes showing up when it's boring, when it's hard, when it's lonely, when no one is clapping for you. That's the grind. That's the sacrifice. Because the real work is not pretty. It's not flashy. It's not emotional. It's early mornings, late nights, missed parties, turned down distractions, and thousands of small choices that nobody sees. You have to build a mindset where discipline becomes your default, where doing what's necessary is no longer up for debate. You brush your teeth every day, not because you're passionate about it, but because it's a non-negotiable. Discipline needs to be treated the same way. It's not about passion, it's about principle. And here's what happens when you live with discipline. Confidence shows up, not the fake kind that comes from compliments, the real kind, the kind that comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say, I'm going to do it, and you follow through, you build trust with yourself. And when you trust yourself, you stop needing validation from the world. This is how you separate from the pack. Most people are stuck in a cycle of doing what feels good instead of what moves them forward. They chase dopamine, you chase discipline. They react, you build. They burn out, you level up. That's what makes you dangerous, because the disciplined person doesn't need hype. They create it. They don't need to be pushed. They push themselves. So the next time you feel like quitting, ask yourself, are you tired or are you just undisciplined? Are you overwhelmed or are you unstructured? Are you stuck or are you simply avoiding the hard things you know you need to do? The life you want will not be built by your feelings. It will be built by your habits. And habits are formed through discipline, day by day, rep by rep, choice by choice. Not when it's easy, not when you're in the mood, but every single time it matters, which is every single day. Discipline is the hammer, and your future is the stone. Keep swinging, keep showing up. And eventually, what felt impossible becomes your new normal. Not because you felt like it, but because you refuse to let your feelings choose your future. Your future is watching you, not the one out in the distance, not some far-off version of you floating in time. No, your future is being shaped right now, in this very moment, by the decisions you make today. And if you keep entertaining your weakness, if you keep letting your excuses live rent-free in your mind, then the future you're creating isn't the one you dream of. It's the one you'll regret. You owe it to your future to be ruthless with your weakness. Not gentle, not patient, ruthless, because weakness doesn't disappear with time. It doesn't dissolve just because you wish it would. Weakness grows when you feed it. Every excuse, every skipped day, every time you let yourself off the hook, every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, you're feeding the very thing that's holding you back. And don't get it twisted. Your weakness isn't some mysterious enemy. It's not external. It's not the government. It's not your boss. It's not your family. Your weakness is you, the lazy you, the scared you, the passive you, the undisciplined you, the version of yourself that would rather survive than succeed. You've been letting that version live in your house for too long. You've been giving it space, letting it speak, letting it influence your choices. But ask yourself, what has that version of you built? What has it accomplished? What doors has it opened? What legacy is it leaving behind? If the answer is silence, then it's time to start the war. Because this isn't a negotiation, it's an execution. You either kill your weakness, or it kills your potential. Being ruthless doesn't mean being cruel. It means being clear. It means recognizing that your time is limited. It means understanding that every day you let weakness win is a day your future loses. It means setting a standard so high that your old habits don't even have room to breathe. You don't get to talk about big dreams while making small moves. You don't get to want greatness while babysitting your insecurities. If you want more, then you've got to demand more from yourself. That means no more waiting for motivation, no more running from discomfort, no more stories about why it's not the right time. It means waking up every day and looking in the mirror and saying, you will not lose to the old you today. Because here's the truth. Your weakness wants you to believe it's a part of you. It wants you to think it's permanent, but it's not. It's a parasite. And the only reason it's still alive is because you've been feeding it your attention, your time, and your energy. You want to kill it? Starve it. Drown it in discipline. Smother it with commitment. Bury it beneath your focus. That version of you, the one that always delays, always doubts, always dips when it gets hard, has no place in your future. Your future needs a beast, someone relentless, someone sharp, someone unshakable. That future version of you, the one you dream of, is built through the elimination of weakness, not the negotiation with it. You've got to decide that you're done living beneath your level, done playing small, done pretending you've got time, because you don't. Every second matters, and the more you let weakness linger, the further you drift from the life that could have been yours. So kill it. Kill the laziness. Kill the procrastination. Kill the fear. Kill the doubt. Kill the softness that creeps in when no one's watching. Stop asking, do I feel like it today? Start declaring, it gets done. No matter what. You owe it to your future to be a killer. A killer of weakness. A killer of distraction. A killer of everything that doesn't serve your purpose. Because your future won't be built by who you hope to become. It'll be built by who you choose to be today. So choose war. Choose fire. Choose to be ruthless. Your future depends on it. You've heard enough. Now it's time to decide. Because after all the words, all the motivation, all the fire, it comes down to one thing. Will you keep living with your weakness, or will you kill it? You don't need more time. You don't need better circumstances. You don't need anyone's permission. What you need is a decision. A choice to stop letting weak feelings drive your actions. A choice to stop letting comfort rob you of your purpose. A choice to stop wasting your pain. To stop treating discipline like it's optional. To stop letting weakness take another inch of your life. The truth is simple. If you want to change your life, you have to kill the part of you that's okay with staying the same. You've got to silence the voice that tells you to wait, to rest, to give up. You've got to bury the version of yourself that keeps choosing easy over excellence. This world doesn't need another soft soul with big dreams and small actions. This world needs warriors. People with steel in their spine. People who don't just talk about discipline, but live it. People who don't fold under pressure, but rise in the fire. So from this moment forward, every time your weakness speaks up, remind it, you don't run the show anymore. You're not welcome here. You had your time, and it's over. Your future isn't built by your feelings. It's built by your fight. So fight like your legacy depends on it. Fight like there's no tomorrow. Fight like you've already wasted too much time and you're done being average. This isn't just a speech. This is your wake-up call. Kill your weak feelings, or they will kill everything you could have been.